How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Mass Beer Reviews. Back at the end of the review. Another review of a beer I've done before, but a variant I have not done before. This is Russian Duck. It is their Dead Moroz, but this is, if you can see that there, it says mint. It's the mint version. A lot of people out there are like, I don't know about that. Russian Imperial Stout and mint, but I've had a couple big stouts with a little bit of mint going on, and it kind of works for me if it's done right. So anyway, let's dive into it, see what she's got. It says Russian Imperial Stout, Russian Duck, Dead Moroz. Over here they talk about how Dead Moroz is father of frost, and it's a big Russian Imperial Stout. This big, bold Russian Imperial Stout is perfect for the cold and frost of the winter ahead. I'm wearing a t-shirt. It's outside. It's spring. This is how we do. They actually released this probably, I don't know, a month ago. So it's been around for a bit, and this being April, the middle of April, so it's kind of just on the edge of winter. It's 11.2% alcohol by volume. Like I said, it says mint down here, but I want to pull it off because it says underneath winter 2016-17. So yeah, they kind of just tagged this little mint thing over the top of that thing, and it makes it kind of ghetto in a way that I absolutely love it. So yeah, I'm a fan. Yeah, I've always dug the label on this. You can go watch my previous reviews. I believe I have the base Dead Moroz. I have a bourbon barrel aged Dead Moroz. I think there might be another variant floating around in there, but yeah, you're welcome to check it out. So, do a little wax cutting. I think I might be able to brute force this off, but let's do this proper, or as proper as I do things, which is probably not proper at all. But I mean, that's, you guys know that shit. So, cut it enough to where I can just kind of get underneath her. Look at that, easy speasy. Do the silent pour for you guys. I know you like that so much. So yeah, what do we have here? That, my friends, is malted malt ball, creamy deliciousness. A little bit of the gravity defyingness, super tight, compact bubbles. I'll flick the mic here so you guys can freak the fuck out. It's always fun. And she be dark. So yeah, she definitely looks the part of Russian Imperial Stout, but it came off a little bit lighter in the pour. I noticed it was a bit more erring on the brown side of things than the actual rich, deep, dark blackness. Does that matter? I don't know. Let's get a nose. Okay. It's definitely coming off mint, but it's not coming off mint. It's coming off spearmint. And there's a difference between the two. To me, the best way I could explain it is, I mean, if you don't know the difference between mint and spearmint, that's kind of weird. But, you know, for me, this quintessential mintiness is Andes Candies. That's kind of how I usually like my Russian Imperial Stouts, the ones that have had mint in it to kind of air, or to side, or whatever you want to call it. This is coming off more like spearmint gum. I don't know if that's going to work for me. We're going to find out. Still getting a little bit of soft roasted malts in there. Nothing too crazy, though. That mint kind of trumps everything. It smells cool, but I just don't know if it's going to work. So I'm just going to dive in and see what she's got. Cheers. Yeah, it's all right. It doesn't really, like, blow me away as much as I hoped it would. It's fun. That, like I said, that mintiness comes off definitely more like a spearminty gum type mintiness, as opposed to kind of that rich Andes candy base kind of mintiness. Spearmint versus mint. And while it's fun, it's interesting. I don't think it really adds much to the beer, or it's all that cohesive. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for right now. Is that it tastes like the mint is separate from the actual stout itself. It tastes like an added component. It tastes like the beer was racked, or kind of kegged, or whatever, and sat for a bit, and then they just kind of infused it with mint, as opposed to it being something that was there all along. Again, not a bad beer by any stretch of imagination. You know, you're not getting a ton of the Imperial Stout side of things. I remember this beer being a bit more robust, a bit larger. but it tastes like the beer's a bit smaller to me. I don't know if that's the mint kind of pushing everything down, but it either reduced the mint a little bit. In my perfect world, the mint would be reduced a little bit, or the beer would be a little bit more impactful. And that's the weird part, is I remember this beer being pretty decently impactful. It's just kind of not really there. So, this is me just fucking throwing curveballs out there. I don't know if this is maybe this batch went a little bit different, a little bit sideways, or is it old stock of Den Moroz that was, kind of kegged and they kind of added stuff to it. I don't know. That's just me. I have no idea. It just tastes like a little bit discombobulated, a little disjointed to me. Kind of a bummer. I mean, you know me. I love Russian Duck to no end, and a bulk of their stuff really does it for me. But this one just kind of missed the mark. Unbalanced, but at the same time, it's not a bad beer. You know what I mean? It's not negative. It's not made badly. It's just kind of separate parts not working together. And that's kind of been Russian Duck's kind of MO. They usually have a really nice kind of cohesiveness with a lot of stuff they do, and this one just comes off a little bit disjointed. So let's talk about it. Is it one of the better Imperial Stouts that I've had as of late? No. Just on the outside, the way that spearmint as opposed to mint comes off, it doesn't work for me in the fact that it doesn't taste like it's really part of the beer. It's like an added component, something separate from the beer. It just kind of lends to it not being stellar, at least in my book. Value and availability, I think it's brewery only, but it might see a little bit of distribution because I know their stuff pops in and around bottle shops around the Warwick area, pretty much where they're close to. Well, they're in Chester, but the bottle shops I see them at are in Warwick. But I'm sure you can find it around. If not, it was brewery only. I'm not sure if they still have any, but last time I was at Russian Duck about 2 weeks ago, they had some, and I think it was $16 a bottle. And leave you with, if you like this, if you like spearmint and you like Russian Imperial Stouts, it's pretty simple. If you're looking for something a bit more kind of cohesive, this is probably not going to be there. But all in all, it's still a better beer than a lot of people produce, especially in the Russian Imperial Stout side of things. So yeah, fun experiment, interesting, and a review I'm glad it did. Let's put it that way. So there you go, another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers, type that into Google. You'll find me doing all kinds of social media stuff. Beer Massive, type that into Google. You'll find me doing podcasting stuff. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice big Russian Imperial Stout right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.